Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for watching all my videos. This next video you're about to watch is the phone call that changed my life with Bob Proctor. I was 26 years old at the time when I had this phone call with him. I was working as a assistant project manager for a company called MC Dean. It's a great electrical engineering company down there in Virginia. And I remember this day I had this call. I took the phone call in the parking lot when I got off work at 4, 5, 6 o'clock. And it was a very interesting phone call because this was the phone call that kind of started the journey for me into personal development and becoming successful. You know, talking to someone like Bob Proctor, the legendary public speaker, was life-changing for me, to say the least. And to set up the call for you, I was on the phone with one of his top coaches, Arash Vasugi, who's a great person to talk to, and it was very helpful to me. He was hard and stern, but I needed to hear that when I was 26 years old. This phone call took place March 30th, I believe, 2016, in the late afternoon. And I was on the phone with Arash for quite some time, telling him that I don't believe in any of this stuff. I don't believe in manifestation. You can't just achieve your dreams. Like, that's not how it works. And he was telling me, actually, that's how it works. We can show you how to do it. We can help you. And I was very stubborn. I just did not believe. At one point, I tell him, I don't think you guys are telling the truth. And I think I upset him a little bit. He decided to three-way call Bob Proctor, who happened to be available at the time. And you'll hear him in the call. He three-way calls him and says, hey, Bob, I got Oren here on the phone. And then you're going to hear Bob saying, hey, Oren, how you doing, etc. It's a real phone call. This is not AI generated. This actually took place. I know the phone call word for word. I listen to it every few months just to remind me of where I used to be at 26 years old. You know, I was losing. I was broke practically. I was in the wrong relationship, not only with myself, but with other people. And, you know, I was in a very bad time. That was the time I really needed help in my life. I was 26 years old, and I was somehow able to manifest a miracle phone call with the legendary Bob Proctor. And you guys are going to hear this call shortly. So just to give you a background, again, I was not doing well. I probably had a much higher pitched voice, and I was very excited to talk to him. But listen very carefully to what he says. You know, it's very interesting what he talks about regarding, you know, how to change your life, writing down what you want to do and achieving it. So this is a very powerful phone call, and I love listening to it. I still like listening to this day. It's very helpful. And pay attention, take notes, and please rewatch the call again. As soon as it ends, go back and watch it again and listen again to what he says. It's very powerful stuff. I mean, this single phone call changed the trajectory of my entire life forever. And I tell him in this call what I want to do, and he invites me to the Matrix program, and you guys will see that. So I hope you guys enjoy the call. I've been waiting a long time to release this. Bob has then since passed away, I think 2 years ago now. God rest his soul. But he's still impacting people, still impacts me. I still listen to his stuff. So take a listen, and I hope you guys enjoy the phone call. And let me know what you guys think. Make sure you comment below. All right.
Yeah. Hi, Bob.
Hey, don't rush.
Good. I got Oren on the line. I just wanted him to see that how real this is. You know, he talked.
Hey, Warren. How are you, Warren?
How's it going, Bob?
Is it Warren, W-A?
Yeah. It's actually Oren, A-U-R-A-N, Oren.
Oh, okay, Warren. Where do you live?
I currently live in Maryland, Virginia right now.
Uh-huh. Good. What do you do, Warren?
Well, right now, I'm a mechanical engineer at this company in Virginia, and I'm working for a pretty much full-time job.
Uh-huh. You like it?
It's pretty good. I mean, it's paying the bills and taking care of stuff for right now.
Uh-huh. And what do you want to accomplish?
Well, after listening to you and following you, I want to become kind of like a coach myself and help other people and do things. And, bro, I just wanted to say I've had a lot of other calls, too, with people like Jack Canfield's team, Tony Robbins' team, and like Les Brown, T. Harv Eker. Everyone you've worked with, it just sounded like some people were kind of lying about they get to work with these people, like Kiyosaki and people like this. So I just didn't believe that it's real.
What don't you believe is real?
That they actually wanted, that they're not just salespeople and they're just, you know, not actually get to work with either Canfield or people like yourself, and I don't know, trusting that it's not just a random phone call.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're all pretty good guys. I know them all, not well. I know Jack fairly well, and I know Les. In fact, I just ran into Les here in the hotel yesterday.
Huh. Okay.
I don't know Tony. I've never even met him.
Wow.
I just know what we're doing. I don't pay too much attention to what anybody else is doing. We've been at this for a long time. I've probably been doing this longer than anybody alive now. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I started to study in 1961. I just became fascinated with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the idea that you can sit down and write out how you want to live, and then you can go ahead and do it sounded preposterous to me at the beginning. But it's actually the way life is. You know?
I can't tell you, I've been wanting to talk to you on the phone for so long. I'm almost in tears right now that someone like yourself I'm able to even speak to. I would have never thought it was even possible.
Hell, I'm one of the easiest guys in the world to get to. You see, we build fantasies in our mind about what people are like. People are no different than you and me. You know, now they may think they're different, but if they do, then they've got a problem. We're all the same. We've got similar challenges in our life and similar rewards. I was talking to someone this morning. I forgot where the heck I was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was down doing a shoot for a TV thing in Malibu. And there was a young guy there who's a gardener. He's got an interesting business. He was there when I got there for the shoot. And what the heck's his name? Alex Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a business, Montecito. He has gardens, vertical gardens. Have you ever heard of them?
I don't think I've ever heard of those before.
Well, I had heard about them somewhat on a documentary one time.
Mm-hmm.
They grow gardens. They're vertical. They're big tubes, and they grow gardens out of holes in the tube, and they're all strategically placed. But he said he can grow in about 800 square feet what would take a couple of acres.
Mm-hmm.
They grow them like vertically in tubes, vertical garden. And he has a thing growing in this urban farms, it's called. Mm-hmm. Montecito Urban Farms. And he had some kind of a herb or something going in this one thing. He said, take some and eat it. So I pulled the part off and I ate it, and it was pretty good. And oddly enough, he's been listening to my stuff for a long time, this guy, Alex. And his mentor is a guy that worked with me 30 years ago, Dale Holloway. Mm-hmm. It's that small world. But anyway, we got talking about it, and I was saying, if you don't have somebody guiding you, you probably won't go very far. Everyone needs somebody to help them, to guide them. Now, I've been fortunate enough to have 6 or 7 real key people that have sort of helped me move in the right direction throughout my life. And the first one made an enormous difference. Like my income went from $4,000 to $175,000 in a year, and that was way back in 1961. And then I went over $1 million. And I was so fascinated with what happened to me, I wasn't satisfied with the fact it happened. I had to know why. Because I hadn't gone to school. I went to high school for a couple of months. And I had no business experience. And yet, at the time, I was earning over $1 million a year, and this was years ago, in the 60s. And I thought, how the heck did this happen? And I didn't believe that there was an emotional or capricious God that reached out and said, well, let Bob have a turn. I didn't think I was lucky, but I didn't know what I had done either. Now, I know what I was working at, but if somebody said, what do you do? And I really couldn't tell them. And so I started to study. It took me 9.5 years to figure out how I changed and why I changed. And when I found out, all I wanted to do was teach it. And that's all I do. And so in our program, you'll find out why you're doing what you're doing. Like, what's the most you've earned in a year, Oren?
I've earned 100K right now.
Is that the most you've ever earned in a year?
Yeah, that's the most.
Okay. Well, I believe if you can earn 100, you can earn $1 million.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, you've got to have someone that's earned $1 million that can show you how to do it. Otherwise, you're going to struggle and you may never get there. And if you go back and study the lives of anyone that's done anything of any consequence, they'll all point to someone. They'll say, this person really impacted my life, or that person really impacted my life. And you need someone to guide you. Otherwise, you just don't go too far.
Yeah.
And this Alex and I were talking about that this morning. He was saying how this Dale Halloway credits me with his success. Then he's coaching this Alex. So Alex had been watching some of my videos. And we got talking about that. And that's really where it's at. And you've got to trust. You know, I think Arash said to me when his phone called me, he said that you'd had some bad experiences or something.
Yeah, just trusting other people, maybe relationships of not trusting, and people just instilling me not to trust other people because they're out to get you or something like that.
Well, forget that. Forget that. If people are out to get you, if that's what you're thinking, you will attract people that'll do that. But even if somebody has beat you in the past, you've got to let it go. Just forget it. Otherwise, you'll attract more of it. And just see yourself getting what you want. And trust everybody. I learned a great lesson way back in the early 70s. A lawyer that was in the same building I was in beat me out of $250,000. And at the time, that was quite a bit of money. It's quite a bit of money today, but it was a heck of a lot more to me then. And I knew another lawyer who became a judge. This was in Toronto, who wanted me to take him before the bar to get him disbarred. And I said, no, I wouldn't have any part of that. And he was quite upset because I wouldn't. The guy eventually got disbarred anyway. But after it was all over, I felt good about it because I didn't stop trusting. And I was aware of the fact that that was pretty big. You've got to trust. You've got to be in a trust vibration. You just got to trust people. And if you get beat, you get beat. There's a lesson in it. Learn the lesson and keep on going. But don't go through life not trusting. Because that just causes you trouble. First of all, it's not a comfortable vibration to be in. You're going through life not trusting. It's not a good feeling. Where if you do trust, it is a good feeling. How old are you, Oren?
I'm 26 right now.
God, that's exactly the age I was at when I started studying this material.
That's exactly what Arash said too.
I was 26 years old in 1961. I was born in 1934.
Mm-hmm.
You probably wondered how I'm still living.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's exactly what age I was. And you know, oddly enough, Arash, I was talking to Becca.
Uh-huh.
There's the girl that works in our office, Oren, and she's an executive with our company now. And she started to study this when she was 26.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And she's done just incredible.
Really?
What do you really want to accomplish?
I want to accomplish, honestly, Mr. Proctor, if I could just say one thing right now, this is like the most pivotal moment of my life. I'm literally ready. I'm sitting outside of my work. I'm literally ready to just literally quit my job right now, take a flight, and just come there. And if I ever had the chance, just to meet you and work and possibly become a coach myself and help everyone else also.
Well, you can do that. Are you married or single?
I'm single.
You don't really have any responsibilities then.
Yeah.
What you should do is not quit your job. You should come to the Matrix in Toronto.
Okay.
And that's really what you should do. That's a 6-day program. It's very, very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee you when you leave there, you'll know exactly what you want to do. I'm there. Arash is there. Our whole team is there. Sandra Gallagher's there for 6 days.
Okay.
And then you come over to my house.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon?
I said there's still tickets available to go to that?
Yeah, there is for that, for the Matrix, yeah.
Okay.
That's in Toronto. It's not until when is it?
It's April 10th to the 15th. It's a week from this Sunday.
Okay.
And on the weekend, then, after we go through it, you come over to the house and you'll see the studio that I work in, and you have dinner at the house.
Oh my
and
God.
You socialize. It's really... The Matrix is made for you. My goodness, what you could do, you go through that.
Uh-huh.
That's what you want to do.
Okay, and you're going to be there
quit
too?
Your job.
Speak to you?
Pardon?
I said you're going to be there too, and I'd be able to speak to you also?
I'm going to be there all week. I'm working with you for a week.
Oh my God, okay.
We take your head off, Oren, clean it out, put it back on again.
All right.
Oh, that's what you want to do. You really do. And I guarantee you, when that week is over, don't quit your job. Stay in your job, take the week off, and come up and go through that. And by the end of the week, you'll know exactly what you want to do with your life.
Okay. Okay, you're right. I absolutely want to do this. I was telling Arash I was kind of trying to work on myself, and I was involved in kind of an odd relationship with someone, with a girl who had a kid also, and I'm 26. I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I've been trying to reach out to people, so this is a huge life question I have, but it seems like I need to work on myself a lot before I can be involved with anybody at all. And just being part of the Matrix and talking to you, I think this is a pivotal moment in my life that's going to change forever.
Well, I'll tell you, that's a pretty good awareness that you're aware of that. Most people aren't aware of that. Like if you want to enjoy a relationship with anyone, you've got to start by enjoying the relationship you have with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
When I started to study this, Oren, I didn't like me. I really didn't. I had no reason to like me. I had never done anything of any consequence. I really like myself today. I can spend time alone, and I can enjoy my own company. You've got to enjoy your own company before you can enjoy the company of others. You will love the Matrix. The Matrix is made for you. Just make a decision, and I'll see you there in Toronto. If you got a passport,
I do.
that's good. You need a passport to get across the border.
I can't wait to meet you. I just have a feeling you're going to change my entire life. I'm 26, but I can just tell that everything is going to change after I get involved and meet you. I'm definitely doing it. I don't have that much money right now, but I'm willing to even just take out a loan just to go there.
You will love it. I look forward to seeing you there, Oren.
All right, thanks, Bob.
Thanks
Okay, talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Hey, Oren? Oren?
I'm still here.
All right, now do you believe me?
Well, that was it. That was the phone call. What'd you guys think? Pretty amazing stuff. What were your 3 key takeaways from this phone call with Bob Proctor? Which part did you really resonate with, and which one really affected you also? As you can tell, I was very excited to talk to him. It was, at the time, one of the most legendary people I've ever talked to on the phone. And shortly after this call, I got a loan for $15,000. I had to take a lien against my 2006 Infiniti G35 with Mariner Finance, and they gave me the money to attend his Matrix program, which he was talking about in the phone call. It's a very expensive program. 7 days of life-changing material. I went through the whole program. It's like Bob said, he took my head off, shook it all around, put it back on the right way. I was really losing in my life, and right after this phone call, less than I'd say a week or 2 weeks later, I flew to Toronto at the Westin Hotel, and I spent 7 days with Bob Proctor and his entire team. Bob Proctor, Sandra Gallagher, the son was there too. A lot of other people were there at that Matrix. I think maybe 40 or 50 people in that crowd. And it was truly a life-changing experience going through that. And at the end of the Matrix, we get to go to his house and take pictures and videos and hang out with him. It's pretty cool. In one of the videos, I'm sitting at his studio telling the world I want to announce my idea for my company Connects and run a tech company. And at the Matrix, I told him I want to become a tech entrepreneur. I want to run companies. I want to be a personal development coach like yourself. And he showed me exactly how to do it. And less than a few years later, as I achieved everything I told him I wanted to do. I became a millionaire. I ran successful tech companies. I achieved everything I told him I wanted to do. I have 7 books I published with his help, and it's pretty amazing. So shows you the power of having a coach, of having a mentor who has the right information and what they could do to positively impact your life, which is what Bob did to me. And hopefully that's something I'm doing for you guys. My name, Oren Sharif, the person that you guys have been following, hopefully I'm able to provide some type of value for you guys and show you that if I can do it, I was broke and losing. I was able to get a mentor, and he, in return, changed my life. I put in a considerable amount of work, but anything is actually possible. If you can really believe it and see it in your mind, you can achieve it in real life. So another thing is to get that book he talked about, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's a very powerful book, but he really taught those lessons in that book to many people, and I know them by heart now too. But it's very important stuff to saturate your mind with positive affirmations and believing in things that you can do, and also creating a circle around you that can support you to go after your dreams. So luckily my circle consisted of the legendary Bob Proctor. For about 6 to 7 years I spent with him. The first investment I ever made was $15,000 just to go to this Matrix program, and I didn't have the money. I had to take a lien against my car, and the bank loaned me the money to give to Bob Proctor Gallagher Institute. And it was the best investment I ever spent in my life. By far, the best investment I've ever spent. Better than any real estate or any cars I've ever had. Spending the time with Bob Proctor was hands down the pinnacle moment in my life that changed everything. And looking back, I was scared, but I had a feeling this was it. I even told him on the phone, I think this is going to change my life. And he's like, you're right, it is. So thanks, Bob, for everything. And you guys continue watching my story, my journey, my growth. And hopefully you can find something interesting in some of these videos that helps impact you too. And again, if you need to reach out and find a mentor or find a team, you can go out to orensharif.com, contact our team, and we'll get you on the phone. Just like how I called Bob Proctor and he changed my life, I can help you too. Thanks again for watching.